At the age of 88, Pope Francis passed away due to heart failure, marking the end of a life defined by simplicity, courage, and impactful decisions. His final days were lived with intensity, defying medical advice and dedicating himself to the faithful until the very end. But now, following his death, changes are unfolding, doubts are arising, and old prophecies about the end times are being revived. Could the world be witnessing the era of the last pope? In today's video, we'll reflect on Francis' final moments, the traditions he broke in his farewell, and the prophecies that have been reignited since his departure. Before we begin, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the Bible and Faith channel, and turn on the notification bell to receive messages that touch the heart and strengthen your faith. Despite his fragile health and a 38-day hospital stay to treat pneumonia, Pope Francis insisted on being with the people. He actively participated in Holy Week celebrations. On April 13, he opened the rites by speaking with the faithful. On April 17, he visited a prison in Rome and was warmly welcomed. On April 19, he made a surprise appearance at St. Peter's Basilica, and on Easter Sunday, April 20, he gave his blessing from the Vatican balcony. The next day, he passed away. His final gesture was one of devotion to others. Even after death, he left his mark. He requested a simple funeral, with only a wooden coffin and a modest grave at the Basilica of St. Mary Major, where he used to pray on Sundays. The tombstone. Just Franciscus, like a disciple among many. The death of Francis has reignited interpretations of a prophecy attributed to Nostradamus. In his enigmatic writings, there are mentions of the death of a very old pontiff and the rise of a successor associated with a black pope. Some interpret this as the arrival of an African pope, such as Cardinals Peter Turkson from Ghana or Robert Sarah from Guinea. Others suggest that Francis himself was the Black Pope. As a Jesuit, members of this order traditionally wear black robes. The symbolism of the Black Pope is often linked to great changes, and for the more alarmist, even to the end of times. But is this prophecy truly a forewarning? Or just another interpretation shaped by fear and mystery? According to a prophecy attributed to Saint Malachi, there would be only 112 popes before the end of the Church. Some believe that Francis was the last. Others argue that he was simply a continuation of Benedict XVI's papacy, since Benedict resigned, meaning the next pope would be the final one. The prophecy speaks of Peter the Roman, the last pope, who will shepherd the flock during a time of tribulation, before the destruction of the city of 7 hills, Rome, and the final judgment. However, this prophecy was only discovered in 1590, and scholars believe it may have been forged to influence the conclave of that time. Even so, its accuracy in past papacies remains intriguing. Are we facing the last leader of the Church? Or just another symbolic interpretation of troubled times? Neither the prophecy of Nostradamus nor that of Saint Malachi is recognized as authentic by the Catholic Church. The former is filled with poetic and ambiguous language, open to various interpretations. The latter shows clear signs of historical manipulation. Even so, the death of a pope always creates room for theories, fears, and speculation. In uncertain times, many turn to the supernatural for answers. But perhaps Francis' greatest message was his life of humility, love, and service. Regardless of who the next pope will be, the hope is that he will continue a legacy of compassion, spiritual renewal, and hope. After all, prophecies may stir fear, but it is faith that moves hearts. If this message spoke to you, like the video, share it with someone special, and subscribe to the Bible and Faith channel to keep reflecting with us on themes that inspire and uplift. And you, what do you think about all this? Leave your comment. See you in the next video.